Okay, my name is Anissa Khan. I'm going to be speaking to you about animations and what it is. Animation is a sequence of images that are put together to create a movement. So most animations are like done with like pictures, and they're like taken by snapshots like so many times, and it makes a movement. They're normally like really fast, so like you can see that the images are moving like really fast, so like it turns into like it starts moving, if you get what I mean. There are different types of animations. There's web animations, there's 3D and 2D animations, there's stop motion, and there's like flip books, that kind of stuff. Animations are mostly used in like adverts, TVs, music videos, programs. They're normally used so that there's like they make special effects for the program, like for the videos and stuff like that. You can make animations in different softwares like Photoshop, Illustrator, Stop Motion Pro, TV Paint, Movie Maker, and Flipbook.
Okay, here to talk about animation. Animation is a short movie, or game, book, etc. that is a very popular industry in today's society. Animation is usually like frame-wise. The frames are usually very fast, say 25 to 30 frames per second. Examples of animation like cartoons are a very big part of it. Cartoons are one kind of animation, often used in educational adverts, TV series, films, books, anime, manga, stop motion and flip books. They're some of the biggest that they're using. Computer generation is one of the chief ingredients of media and animation presentations. It's usually used to create nearly all of the special effects in movies and TV. There are many software applications that you can use to create these animations, such as Photoshop, Animator, Flash Movie Maker, Stop Motion Pro, or PowerPoint. And that's pretty much it.
Peter Nielsen. Animation is a simulation of movement which is created by displaying a series of pictures or frames at a high speed, usually between 35 and 30 frames per second. Cartoons are a good example of animation. Other examples of animation would be video games. Video games could be considered an interactive type of animation. CGI, or computer generated images or animation, is one of the chief ingredients of mass media presentations. It's used to create realistic explosions and advertise special effects in movies. There are many types of software applications that enable you to create media applications. This could be anything from a simple PowerPoint presentation to something more complicated like Stop Motion Pro. Animation and video are different. Videos are continuous motion that is broken into discrete frames. Animation starts with independent pictures which are put together to form the illusion of continuous movement.
William Davis. Animation is a sequence of images that are played through a certain speed to give the illusion of movement. Types of animation can include stop motion, claymation, hand-drawn, flash animation, 3D CGI, that stands for computer generated images, paper cutouts, and sprite animation, which is mainly used for bitmap graphics. There are many types of computer animation software, such as Adobe Flash Animator, Stop Motion Pro, which I highly recommend if you want to make stop motions, Anasazi, Digital Blue, and Toon Animate Pro. Some examples of popular animated films and series are Wallace and Gromit, which is claymation, Morph, which is also claymation, the Iron Giant, which is both hand-drawn and computer animation combined, Watership Down, which is hand-drawn, Toy Story, which is the first CGI animated film, Steamboat Willie, which was the first animation with synchronized sound. There was also some Word Novi adverts using animation, such as the Noid adverts for Domino's Pizza back in the 1980s, and the Tetley Tea adverts, which used 2D animated characters, and in the newer ones they're set into a live action setting. That's it.
So, can you restart it, please?
Just carry on.
Okay. So, Jessica. Animation is simulation of movements. It's created by displaying a series of pictures or frames. There are many types of animations, which are cartoons, flipbooks, stop motions and clay animations. An example of stop motions are the Wombles. An example of clay animations is a Morph from the program Smart. Mass media uses computer-generated animation, for example in a music video and video games, TV adverts and feature films. For example, 2 adverts are the Lloyd's TSB advert is a good example, and also in a music video or a video game for Mario Kart. I don't have anything else to say.
Amber Spears. Animation is simulations of individual pictures and frames that have been put together to create movement. Cartoons are an example of animations, though these are many different types of animations, like the 2D Japanese animation, for example, Howl's Moving Castle. Even movies that aren't in animation have a bit of animations in, for example, Lizzie McGuire, the movie. Computer generation animation is one of the chief ingredients of media productions. There are many software applications that enable you to create animations, for example, Illustration, Maya, Photoshop and many more. Animations and videos are different. Videos are continuous motions that is broken into discrete frames. Animation starts with independent pictures which are put together from the illusions of continuous movement.
Calamanus. Animation is like it's using a series of images made into like kind of video way of movement. Some examples are like CGI or like cartoons are used and like 2D drawings. There's also like flip books where you flip the pages through. And it's got claymation and yeah, and there's old spinning one where you look through the slit and you see an animation. These days you get computer generated animation like CGI is used a lot more than like claymation and flip books. And there's movies like Toy Story and all that use it really well. Some of the programs you can use in your home these days, like GIMP and Flash, to make animations yourself, like so you can learn practice and that you can get good at something one day. That's about it.
Emily Burgess. Here is a presentation of animation. Animation is a representation of movement. Animation is simultaneously put together to form an illusion of continuous movement. It can show an element of emotion by characters showing a range of facial expressions. Animation can also be quite stimulating, incorporating feelings of happiness. Examples of animation are cartoons, claymations, video games, advertisements, educational videos showing cartoon bands, animated music videos and animated films. You can create different motion capture 3D graphics, tweening or morphic. Other elements of animation is Cinema 4D, Sony Vegas, GIMP Photoshop, etc. Animated bands are bands like Gorillaz, Arctic Monkeys, etc. Advertisements include Lloyd's TSB advertisement, Headshot cartoon advertisement, etc. A lot of animation has a dynamic range of characters showing bits of different ideas. Squash and stretch. Squash and stretch, a figure which is constructed, squash and stretch vertically. That is one of the 12 outcomes of animation.
Is it recording? Sorry. My name is Miles Daniel. Animation is the rapid display of sequence of images to create an illusion of movement. The most common method of presenting animation is motion picture or video program, although there are other methods. There are many types of animation, including time-lapse, this is my favourite one, and stop motion picture.
My name is Edwin Locke, and I'm going to talk about animation. And animation is a representation of a movement, like a rapid display of sequences of images to create an illusion of movement. A simulation of movement which is created by displaying a series of pictures or frames. Animation gives an impression of a moving image, but technically they're not actually moving. Cartoons are an example of animation. There are lots of different types of animation, such as web animation, 2D and 3D animation, and like examples of 2D animations are Jungle Book, and 3D animations like Toy Story. Computer generated animations is one of the chief ingredients of mass media presentations, such as films, adverts, documentaries, and music videos. And there are also many software applications that enable you to create animations, such as Photoshop, stop motion, 2D and 3D.
Amy Creasy. Animation is a series of images that when put together become a moving image. There are many different types of animations. Some of these include clay, like they use in Wallace and Gromit, flip books and stop motion. Computer generated animation is a key ingredient for mass media, such as music videos, TV adverts and feature films. There are many software applications that enable you to create animations. Some of these include Photoshop, Illustrator and Movie Maker.